Whoa! Now that is good. How's it going today? Chad at Redtone Studio. Today we're going to be running a test with these guys here behind me. These are some absorption panels that I've made, DIY. I've got some roll around ones here in the back, and these just kind of sit by themselves. Safe and sound installation, about 7 inches thick. You can watch how I made the back ones, someone over here. I've done some vocal booth tests where I moved them around to kind of show how it changes when recording vocals and guitar. Today I'm going to move them around in the studio to see how it changes the sound and see how much it'll help your mix. Now I've got a big room, 20 by 30 or so. You'll see me moving these around. I need about 20 more of these probably in here. I'm going to take all these out of the room, do a test empty room. I'm going to bring them back in. I'm going to do first reflection points. I'm going to put them on the back wall, on the corners, front and back, and then some right behind me when I'm mixing, and then we'll see what's better. Let's go! All right, I got an empty room now. I got my measurement mic set up in my listening position. I'm going to run the REW software, and at the very end we'll have a look and see how it turns out. Now I got them set up. First reflection points, you can only see this one over here, but it matches on the other side. Let's run the test again. All right, now I've set my rollers right behind my first reflection point, just to see how it turns out, a little extra, just in case you think they need to be up against the wall. And since I'm here, now they're straddling the front corners. Now you can see them, I got them on the back wall. We'll see how that looks. Wow, it's echoey in here. Now I got them just on a random spot here on the back half of the room. I don't think this is going to do anything, but worth a try. Now I got them just halfway here in my room, probably 15 feet back from the speakers. Finally now, we're in close, just close enough for my chair here, right up next to the screen. All right, let's have a look at the results. Here is the SPL graph for the empty room. So no absorption panels. I've got it set to psychoacoustic. You can see there's a big dip here at 90, a big dip here at 500, flat here in the upper, and kind of a big hump here in the highs. If I were to show it at 124 smoothing, you'll see the big dip at 90. That showed up when I put my super chunks in. You can watch that video here on YouTube as well. Let's put it back to psychoacoustic just so it's easy to see. Now, we put the first reflection in, so let's bring that in. And you can see that didn't change much on the frequency graph like we expect. Little deviations here and there, some in the mids, down here at the lows. But for this experiment, we're mainly going to be looking at the waterfall and the spectrogram. I like to look at the spectrogram. I like to see these tails get as small as possible, closest to the line. Same with the waterfall, all these extras, especially here in the mids. You want them all to look like this here on the end, just drops right off. So this is the empty room on the waterfall, empty room on the spectrogram. Then we can switch to the first reflection, and you can see as I go back and forth, it drops those reflections ever so slightly. Here in the waterfall, not as easy to see. Green is empty, blue is with the first reflection. So next we'll move up to the moving the rollers in behind, and you can see that kind of had the same effect because I left the first reflection filters in. You can see blue and green are pretty much the same. So adding that extra roller in behind the first reflection filters didn't really do a lot. As we move into the waterfall, going from first reflection only back into the ones behind it, you know, it helped. Down here you can see the tails aren't quite so far. Spectrogram, you're going to see the same. Smooths out a little bit more, and if you go from empty to the two, made a good change. So now we'll go back to frequency. We're going to hide those. We left the first reflection in. We're going to go from empty. Now we moved them into the front corner. Apply the smoothing so they're the same. And you can see didn't change much again in the frequency response. Waterfall, empty, green to this teal color. Again, the tails moved in a little bit. Spectrogram made a good jump. Going from the previous to this one, you know, maybe better, who knows. Next, we will move up to putting them on the back wall. Apply the smoothing. Again, just not a lot of movement here in the frequency response, and you're just not going to get that with just a couple panels moving around like I've shown. Waterfall, there's empty to the back wall. You can see these tails have moved in actually quite a bit. Not going to complain there. Spectrogram, empty, back wall, empty, back wall. You know, here in the mids, definitely helping out. Let's see what the lows do. Yeah, not much going on in the lows. It might be getting down to 150 and helping a little bit. Probably not. Maybe 200. Let's hide that one. Let's go to the sidewall. Now this was just a random spot in the sidewall, and you can see it made some changes ever so slightly in the frequency response. Waterfall, yeah, did better than I thought it was going to. I'm definitely going to have to make some more of these and put them on my sidewalls. I think this really helps with the reverberations in the room. Spectrogram, empty, sidewall, empty, sidewall. I like it. Now, setting them up halfway through. Frequency response is making some changes here in the low mids. Not much in the highs. Waterfall. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. Yeah, look at that. Halfway. Now that made quite a bit of difference and really leveled it off. Spectrogram. Empty. Halfway. Empty. Halfway, not really touching the lows. They're just not thick enough. But yeah, we're making good headway there in the spectrogram. Let's have a look at up close, right up behind me. Now we've made some changes here in the frequency response. That dip at 500 got worse. Not so bad at 90. Kind of moved it up to 100. Some extra here on the 300. Let's have a look at this waterfall. Yeah, I moved it quite a bit back. Look at that. Bam. Yeah, let's have a look at the spectrogram. Whoa! Now that is good. Look at that. Boom. 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 Now that's big and fat. Nice and narrow here, all at this 200 millisecond. Boom. Didn't really help again in the very lowest lows. I need a lot thicker stuff. That is nice. Definitely gonna stay here as I mix. Look at that. All right. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Tell me what you think. You can see where I made these again up here. Hit the like button. Smash it, apparently. That's the thing to do. Hit the bell. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Talk to you next time. Bye.